Welcome to Happy Place Creations, and thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to make some coasters using my pumpkin inlays. And we're going to use the Rolo mica powders in California Poppy Orange for the pumpkin. We're going to use the Rolo Brownie for the stem. And we're going to use the Rolo European Green for the leaf. And we're going to use the Dibble Dabble Charcoal for the eyes and the mouth. So stay tuned and we'll get going. I have moved the coaster mold here off to the side and covered it with a paper towel to prevent the dust from getting into the mold. So I'm going to start with the black and putting it in the eyes and the mouth. Now there is no prep work for the inlay unless you previously have used it. And you want to have washed it with some soap and water and let it air dry. You don't want to rub this with any type of, see, they're very magnetic. Did you saw the powder clings to it? Because these are made with high durable silicone rubber. So I am going to do one with you, and then I'm going to fast forward you so that we can get through these rather quickly. And what I'm using right now is a micro brush to put on the mica powder. Because this is such a small area, I don't want to use a bigger brush and risk having it get all over the place. And my inlays are very detailed. So there are intricate items. Now there's the eyes, and I'm just going to move over just to blow the extra away. And now I will move on to the mouth. And I'm sorry, this isn't black, this is gray. But it will still have the same effect as the black would. And I blew off the extra just so I can Make sure I know what I have, and I will go back now and do the nose. You want to cover it very good. Good coverage. And I'm going to put my cover on because I have a tendency to spill. And see, I've already got the black on that one, so that one's going to have to be cleaned off. Let's move these others out of the way. Let that dry. Let that dry. Oops, I didn't get it all. And I'm just going to clean it up around the eyes. Like so. They clean up very nicely. You just want to wipe off the extra powder. Without cleaning off your design you already put on there. And there we have the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Alright, now I will move on to the stem and the leaf. I want to move these out of the way for right now. And these are trimmable. If there's, maybe I might have overlooked an edge and you want to just take a piece of scissors and snip it, feel free. If you want to snip something off and change it, go ahead. You can fully do that. I think I might do the leaf first. Because you can tell this is one of my favorites. It's almost gone. and just blow off the excess. And I am working on just a piece of regular wax paper. And I am using a eyelash switching sponge. And what this is it is for, if I can get it open, what you do is you just take your brush and you go like this, and it gets all the previous color off, and then your brush is clean for the next color. So now I can go right from the green into the brown. Without having to use multiple brushes. Just gonna blow it off. Got a little bit on the tip. Just gonna wipe that off. Like so. And now we have our leaf and our, and our stem. The reason I keep wiping this off is I don't want any powder on the back. Alrighty, now we will move on to our pumpkin using the switching sponge. Brush all clean. What's everyone think of my pumpkin so far? And it's very forgiving as far as the micro powder. It clings to it very well. Sorry it's taken me a long time to do this one pumpkin, but I wanted to go fairly slow and show everyone how to do this process, because not everyone knows how to do this. So I wanted to let the new people know. And I thank you for joining me and subscribing. Those of you that haven't subscribed yet, please do. It would help my channel out a lot. And please like this video if you like it, please. That would also help out my channel. Now I'm just going to pick it up and blow away the extra. And there's my pumpkin. And now this one is done, and I'm just going to, where did I put the case? Just going to set this over here so that I can set this right into the mold. Now I do find that squirting a little bit of mold release into the mold and letting that dry a little bit does help to hold the inlays in place so that they don't rise up on you. But these do, oh, I need to do a little bit of trim in there. What was that, powder? No, that was powder. Okay. Now what I meant by powder. See how that left that little streak in there? That was because when I went to set in the inlay, apparently I dragged it. Or I have some on the back. Yes, I have some on the back. So you want to be careful of that, because that will leave an imprint in your coaster. And the coaster wasn't flat because I had a tool under there. So you just want to wipe out your coaster. And let it dry out. I'm not sure if you can see me. I'm sorry if I'm out of camera shot. Also, spray just a little bit of alcohol. And that will also help your inlay to stick to the mold. Silicone does stick to silicone, but on some of these molds, I don't know what it is, they don't. They don't really stick. They like to float. So just be cautious of that. And you just want to secure your silicone down, your mold, your silicone mold down by lightly pushing it down just to get the air out from underneath it. Keep in mind that each time you touch that, you're releasing the powder. This really isn't a very good mold, but we'll go with it. Now I'm going to put you on a fast forward and get the rest of these done. And then I will be back when they're finished. I've got my resin all mixed up. I hope you enjoyed that little clip. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this enough to cover the inlay. And then once it cures, we will pop it out and we will do a backing. And I've decided to use this onyx that I purchased at Walmart. It's like a black, let me see if I can show you. That's what I've decided to use on the black. Where Halloween's coming, I thought that would be appropriate. So let's pour. And I usually pour directly on the inlay so that it will cover and seal it in. So I'm going to fill about halfway of the size of this coaster so that I can have a good backing as well. And I'm going to do it slow, and I'm high up so that I can further prevent bubbles. And I prepared 10 ounces. That's about 2 ounces, 2.5 ounces a piece. I prefer to use a dark background when I pull out my inlays, but it also depends on what you used on your inlay, on whether you have used mica powder, if you have used paint, if you have used a little slow at thinking today. It just depends on what you used on your inlay. I will post a list later on once I've had a chance to think. So all I'm doing now is just covering the inlay about halfway in the mold. And just watching for air bubbles to see if there's been any air trapped under the inlay so that I can bring the air bubbles up. I really should have measured these so I knew each one had about the same, but I'm going to wing it. Whoops, I'm dripping here. They all look to be about the same. Just going to try to even them out here as far as the extra in the pot here. And this is our first step. So please continue watching for the next step. But before you go, I just want to remind you all that you want to make sure you go around your edge to make sure that you release any bubbles that might be on the angle, because bubbles love corners. So you just want to slowly go around. And you, like I said, you want to watch for air bubbles. Looks like I got a piece of glitter stuck in there. Once you start using glitter anywhere, it's everywhere. Just go slow around, make sure there's no air bubbles. This is a very cheap mold. So I have it sitting on something that's very solid, so I can move it to the hot plate. And as soon as these have cured, then we will move to the next step. So I will see you. For you, it's a blink. For me, it's several hours. But I will see you soon. Alrighty, our coasters are ready to be demolded at this point. So let's get going with that. And here we are so far. So now we will set them down. And here's the next one. Nice and clear and bubble free. I like it. And here's the next one. And here's the last one. And now I will show you how to remove the druzy. The inlay, I mean. Sorry about that. Now sometimes resin gets over the back of it and you have to remove it. And in this case, this one did. So let me just find my blade. And you will have to remove any resin that got underneath your inlay before you can fill it in. So let's see if this is just going to pop out for us, which yes it is. And it just came right out. See? And then you just throw that away or keep it, whatever you want to do. And then our inlay will just come right out. Just have to get it started. I lost my fingernail. And there we go. And clean, just have to wash it with soap and water. And the mica powder stayed. And there's our inlay. So now we will do the rest. And let's see if there's any resin behind it. Yes, there is. And again, all I'm doing is just pulling that off like so. And the inlay will pop right out. Wrong finger. Oh, I got a little bit up here too. Gotta pop that off too. And then the inlay will pull right out. Just wash that with a little bit of soap and water and it's good for the next round. And there it is. And again, we look for any resin on the back. And we just pull it off. Put some up there too. Yep. Resin does not always sneak underneath, but sometimes it does. And again, and there's our inlay imprint. And there's our 4 coasters with our pumpkins. Now we're going to fill in the back. And seeing I'm using a black glitter, let me show you. I'm going to use this, and I got this at Walmart. So, seeing I'm already using a black glitter, I'm not going to fill this in with black mica powder. I'm just going to fill it in with the glitter, because it's already black. So I'm going to then use the whole thing and coat this whole thing black. So stay tuned, and that's what we're going to do next. Alrighty, I have our resin all mixed up. And again, this is Unicorn Art Resin. Very clear, very beautiful. So let's add our glitter. This is a beautiful glitter. I thought it would go good behind these pumpkins. Can you see it from there? See how it sparkles? It's a beautiful glitter. And I got that at Walmart. It's called Onyx. Right in the craft department, if anybody's looking for it. Well, let's see how our coverage is going to be. Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I want to get our pumpkin filled up first, and I didn't spray that with alcohol first. Definitely my mistake. You definitely want to cut down on the bubbles as many ways as you can. We are going to be covering the whole back, but I just want to give it a chance to settle a little bit in the pumpkin before I spread it all over. Sorry if I'm blocking your view. Alrighty, now we will give that just a moment to settle. In fact, I overfilled that one, so that one's all ready to fill. All over. And you just want to bring it to the sides. Something tells me I need to lift my... Yeah, I definitely do. Trying to get one side out and getting the other side into it. It's telling me I have too much on there. Apparently my table's not level right now. Because it all wants to come this way. Means I'll just have to do a little bit of sanding on the side to get rid of that little bit of extra, which is no big deal. And we will, now it's flowing that way. Is there something under my table for some reason? This is how you do it. How you judge things. Hey guys, our coasters are all done. Are you ready to see the final thing? I got something on my hand there, but I can wipe that off with a little bit of alcohol. Here they are. Isn't that something? Sorry about the lighting. But this is what an inlay makes your item look like. And this is the back. I think I'm going to put a cork board on the back. So when you purchase these, you'll see there's a cork board on the back. Oh, sorry, I was using this desk earlier. And there they are. All finished. And I haven't decided what the free gifts are going to be, but definitely check your listing in my eBay store where you'll find these for sale. I give something free for every purchase in my store. So this will conclude my video, and I thank you for joining me. And I hope everybody is happy and healthy. May your crafts turn out amazing. Please do check out my eBay store. I've made a lot of changes. And you all have a blessed day, and I hope to see you in the next video.